Oh, Gadget, what you been doing, man? Something more exciting than that, surely.
Yeah, so I finished reading a book this week. Sticky going to be very happy because I just finished The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and it's fucking brilliant.
Told you about it. It's good.
Such a good
I keep
book.
telling people to read this, and then no one ever does. But I'm thankfully you listened and read it.
Yeah, well, it was so
good friend.
This one came about because I just finished the second Expanse book, and I've been on a sci-fi binge all year. I was just like, I need something different. So The Lies of Locke Lamora is it's a fantasy novel set in. It's a vaguely Venice-like place called Camor, kind of late medieval, maybe early mid-millennium kind of vibe to it. The book follows the trials and tribulations of the Gentlemen Bastards, who are a collection of thieves who are master con men, led by Locke Lamora. It's a really interesting book of kind of intricate social circles in terms of the underworld that they exist in, because the Gentlemen Bastards are just one of a group of kind of criminals in the underworld referred to as the Right People, who are ruled over by a man called Kappa Barsavi. And it's one of those kind of situations. He's the mob boss. They've got to give him their dues. And there is a general kind of accepted within Camor this secret peace where the thieves and denizens are kind of usually allowed to get on with their thing as long as they don't fuck around by stealing from nobility or trying to fuck with the yellow jackets, the guards, or just piss the normal people off. Petty theft is what they want to do. So what do the Gentlemen Bastards do? They break the secret peace by being master con men and fleecing the nobility. Like, properly taking all of their money, or every last white crown they have.
I like them.
Yeah, they're called bastards for a reason. But the actual characters themselves are they're very charming, they're very lovely. The kind of the group of the Gentlemen Bastards themselves, they work really well together. The world is extraordinarily well written. Like, it is brilliantly detailed, the world. Even down to the point where it's like Scott Lynch has got names for days of the week. Or
that's cool.
Yeah, like festivals that go on in Camor.
I do like that when they've actually gone like it always makes me laugh when in Tolkien, like one of my favourite fantasy writers ever, but he's still got February. January. Do you know what I mean? He's like, why would he have a Gregorian calendar?
Oh yeah, no, well, not like Scott Lynch has gone to the far end of a fart here because you have because there's a pantheon of 13 gods, or rather, 12 gods, but the 13th god is the Crooked Warden, who is the one that thieves pray to. But so each year of the world is in the X year for this god. So
sounds very Skyrim to me.
Yeah, so effectively every year is 12 years because it's that number year for that god.
Right. No, I like it. I like that. That's when they've actually put some backstory in something.
Well, the backstory is quite important. The backstory is quite important because the book is kind of laid out as two separate books, effectively smashed together. One of them is the kind of the grown-up Locke Lamora and the Gentlemen Bastards. Dealing with a mysterious criminal called the Grey King, who is murdering the right people, and it's kind of working out how to deal with him. And then that's supplanted with the other story, which is Locke Lamora as a young orphan who is sold to Father Chains, who is the guy that leads the Gentlemen Bastards at the beginning of the book, and how he is raised up, how he is trained in all the ways, like the amount of training they go through to be the perfect. They call it, what do they call it? Face magic or something like that. They call it. Then it's not actual magic, but it's basically their ability to use any accent, their ability to affect any dialect, or to know.
It's deception rather than magic.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate in deception. Like, if they're caught and they run, they can go into a crowd, put a hat on, kind of walk differently, and they become a different person. That kind of thing.
Like Darren Brown.
A little bit, yeah. So it's all that good. So there's a lot of psychology behind it as well, but it's just really fucking well written. It's bloody good. And I would say the last three or four chapters, they're big, heavy chapters. The last 3 or 4 chapters I was absolutely fucking gripped. I read them in like a night because I just didn't want to put it down because the pace of the story towards the sharp end of it is absolutely brilliant. Heavily recommend, and I've already ordered the sequel.
You'll be pleased to know, and Stig as well, after the last time you discussed it, I used my Audible credit this month on that very book.
You'll enjoy it.
Very good.
You'll really enjoy it.
That's getting listened to.
really well narrated as well. The guy,
Yeah, it's got masses. It's got every review's 5 stars on it. I've never seen that in a long time on Audible. It's just full 5 stars. And on Audible, they usually review the actual prose of the actual recording rather than the book, don't they? And I was like, wow,
he does
here we
a
go.
lot of like voices for characters and stuff, but it is really distinctive. So you know who.
Yeah.
One
will
of
get
my favorite
smashed
things
this
about
week.
the book is just the way the characters speak to each other. Like they're so well written. Like it makes you laugh. Like some of the stuff they say, it's just witty and clever. And
I very much like the bickering between Callo and Galdo, the two twins.
Yes,
they're particularly funny. The two of them kind of batting back between each other. And
I am down to fuck with Locke Lamora, definitely.
The action sequences as well, like Scott Lynch has got a really interesting way of writing sword fights. It's almost like when you read it, it's like you're watching it in slow motion. Like the detail is that rich. There's a really interesting fight towards the end with Jean Tannen, who was the fighter of the group. And he fights with a pair of axes that he calls the Wicked Sisters. And
John's class.
Yeah, it's basically I think it's referred to as the Wicked Sisters fight. It's quite near the end of the book. But the way that fight is described, it's brutal and it's heavy and it's so fucking good.
I think when I was listening to the audiobook recently and did that, there's a part in that, and I generally think that I was oof, like I give that out an audible, like just of how brutal it is.
I'm down. I'm proper up for it. I can't wait.
2 more books in that series at the moment.
Yeah, he's writing the 4th, isn't he?
He said on Twitter about a month or so ago, I think this is what prompted me to tell Gadget to read it and re-listen to it, is he's finally handed something in. He's been dealing with a lot of kind of mental health problems and stuff that it's put a massive stop on his writing, but he's finally handed something into his publisher. He said something is like very close to coming, so
waiting for the editors. Ooh,
I can't wait for that. I might actually just read that one rather than wait for the audiobook, just because it's
get it done.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Cool.